brothers and sisters, the Lord is with you.
And also with you.
We continue listening to God speak to us from the Gospel in the tradition of Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
In his teaching, Jesus said, "Beware of the scribes who like to walk around in long robes, be greeted in marketplaces, and take the front seat in synagogues and places of honor at banquets. These are the ones who swallow the property of widows and offer lengthy prayers for the sake of appearance. They will be judged all the more severely." Then Jesus sat down opposite the collection box and watched people putting money in it, and many of the rich put in a great deal. A poor widow came and put in 2 small coins, the equivalent of a penny. Then Jesus called the disciples and said to them, "I tell you solemnly, this poor widow has put in more than all those who contributed to the treasury. For they put money in from their surplus, but she put in everything she possessed from the little she had, all that she had to live on." This is the gospel, the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you,
By
Lord
the words of
Jesus
the
Christ.
gospel, may our sins be blotted out.
Amen.
So she put in all that she had. It's good to see some of our long lost people back to us, Donna and Jim and Steve. The season does change, and it brings us a lot of blessings, especially in this season of Thanksgiving. And we listened to the first thing I thought of, sick mind, okay? The first thing I thought of when I was preparing for this, remember in the play of Dickens, Oliver Twist? And what's the one word that stands out to us when they're at the dining room table and Oliver goes up and he says,
Please, more.
More. And this reminded me of Elijah. All right? He's looking for sustenance, and we do the same thing. We look for sustenance through what we have on our tables, through phone calls that we get unexpectedly, through just the idea of, as we did before, gathering outside at the baptismal font and sharing and talking and nourishing each other. And we have this poor woman who's nameless. Her son is nameless. We don't know who she is. But Elijah makes a request. He wants something to drink. And then he wants something to eat, plus something to drink. And we have a tremendous example of a woman with faith enough to care for somebody else. And it reminds me of the manner in which you have responded to our asking you to volunteer at the Hope Center, where we're giving of ourselves, not only with material goods such as clothing or food, but now some of you, and a lot of you, have given of your time. And that in itself is a tremendous gift, to give whatever we have for those who have less without expecting anything in return. We give with, it's in the bulletin every week on the left-hand side. Remember the 3 T's. Time, treasure, and talent. Those are the 3 things that matter. It's not just the financial. It's not just the money in the plate. What it is whatever we can do to provide for a better atmosphere of worship. Helping to straighten up a little bit more. Maybe to just volunteer to be around if someone needs our assistance. I was thinking also about there's a story, part of the Gospel of Luke. And in a couple of weeks, in fact, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we'll be in the season of Advent. Okay? Which means that in this next coming year, which is year C liturgically, ABC, the gospel for this coming year of C will be the Gospel of Luke. I think one of my favorites to read, although the Gospel of John is much more of a theological nature. But the Gospel of Luke, we hear the story about Lazarus, not the one Jesus raised from the dead, but Lazarus the beggar, who sits outside this lavish residence, and the man comes out dressed in purple and completely has disregard for Lazarus. He can't see the need of Lazarus's plight. And the man dies. And so does Lazarus. And he sees Lazarus in the arms of God, and he's in the fires of hell. And he says, Lazarus, send me a little bit of water just to cool my throat. And what we hear is that you had so much in your lifetime, and you neglected to help others. Maybe a little bit extreme, but still in all, the manner in which we get rewarded for what we do for others. And we listen to the gospel, and the thing that comes to my mind as I read the first part of that is the manner in which certain groups of people depend so much on what they wear and don't care about who they're, what's happening to their people. Okay? And what we're asked to do is very simply give. This poor woman throws in 2 pennies, or whatever the amount was, and she's praised for it because she gave from her need, not from the excess that she had. Where everyone else was throwing in sums of money, maybe to look important in their community. But she's given of what she can, and she will be blessed, just as the oil pot and the grain pot in the first reading, because of her generosity, will never be empty, because she was willing to give. Also, in regards to giving, today is what we refer to as National Vocation Sunday, where we're asked to give of our time too, in regards to the service of the church. All of us are called. That we allow that presence of God to shine through us. Each one of us has that gift of sharing. Each one of us has that ability to bring the love of Christ to other people. We're in the season of Thanksgiving. hopefully some of us will be touched to truly open ourselves, not only in material goods, but in the ability to pray for one another and to allow the presence of God to exist in what we do, what we say, and how we act. Thanks be to God for our family of faith. Thanks be to God for your desire to continue to walk in the footsteps of Jesus of Nazareth. May we all be blessed and given a time of peace. Pray for me as I pray for you. And may God bless us and keep us. May God's face shine upon us and give us peace now and always.
Amen.